Commander, we caught a suspicious lad on the road. He says he's an ally, and he's desperate to talk to you. Who knows who he really is? The young man before you is trembling from his wounds and exhaustion. Seeing the mighty towering shield in your hands makes him shrink together in agony. Sorry, I don't understand what this animation. It's just, dude, put your shield on your back. His boots are in tatters, and if he had any weapon or armor, he shed them along the way. His clothes are torn and his hair is wet. Like he recently swam across a river. Blood oozes from the wounds on his chest and shoulders, and his skin is cracked and inflamed from the acrid water of the world wound. Commander. The man breathes heavily. Sorry. And the words emerge as a whisper from his dry throat. My squad ambushed beyond the river. Help! Give our guest some water and something for his wounds. The knight's wounds heal with the help of a magic potion. Taking a gulp of water, he catches his breath, snaps to attention, and begins again. Jacob Rankel, Hellknight of the Order of the God Claw, on the command of Paralictor Regill, Derenge. Our squad is under attack by demons far surpassing our number. Without your assistance, we are lost. Hellknights! They've supported the Crusaders more than once in our battle against the demons, despite their questionable reputation. We cannot abandon our allies in trouble. If they really are our allies, then of course. It's just... Anivia looks Jaeger over closely from head to toe. I kinda think this isn't a knight at all. Real Hell Knight would be skinned alive for losing his infamous black armor. What we see here is a stranger without rank or insignia who wants us to march to God knows where. Kinda smells like a trap to me. The God Claws are heretics who slander Iomede's holy name. How dare you pledge your loyalty to her and to Asmodeus at the same time? We honor the Inheritor and strive to be as courageous as she is in battle. But she is a young goddess who assumed her position relatively recently. She doesn't consider it beneath her to learn from other, more experienced deities. So we are not ashamed to combine her teachings with the wisdom of those who created this world. Jaker, who is attacking you, and why can't you handle them on your own? Large creatures that attack from the air. Some are fighters, others are, at a guess, clerics with dangerous divine magic. They looked like stone came to life. I am almost certain they are gargoyles. They fell upon us from the sky while we were setting up camp and at our most vulnerable, and they caught our forces at partial strength. The Paralictor had dispatched some of our troops as scouting teams. The flying beasts didn't fight us. They just fell on us from the sky, grabbed our fighters, and either took them somewhere or threw them to their death. We weren't prepared for that one. Where's your squad now? Not far from here, beyond the river. It's not far for a single fighter who abandoned his armor and weapons, but we can't get across the river so easily. We'll have to take a detour. Even if we can save anyone, it will seriously delay our offensive on Dresden and will give the enemy a chance to prepare. Give me one reason why we should help you. Jaker looks at you amazed. The Hellknights are the formal allies of the Crusader. After a pause, he adds, I cannot make promises on behalf of my command, but under the circumstances, you must be able to convince our Paralictor to join your army. Hellknights in our army? That's just what we need. Sarcasm rises. What do my companions think? Your companions look at their guest suspiciously. Sealer. Hellknights, with allies like them, we've no need for enemies. But it suited them, they'd abandon us to the demons without a second thought. But We're not like them, are we? We have to save them. Lan? Looks like a trap to me, but even if he isn't lying, Dresden is our goal. If our offensive is delayed, we won't get another chance to retake the city. Social. The Hellknights are heartless executioners. Saving people from the claws of demons is a good cause in itself, but these people are doing everything they can to become just like the devils. Charlene, forgive me, but I fear we should leave the Hellknights to their fate and continue our offensive on Dresden. Do you recall Prelate Hulrun? Prelate? Well, picture an army, an entire army of soldiers, just like him. Do we need allies like that? If they die, I shan't shed a tear. Camellia, we should help them, but only if they join our forces in return. We could use some fresh blood, I agree with that one. Ember, I don't know who these knights are, but if there are people are suffering out there, then of course we have to help. It's what we came here to do, isn't it? The crone, her shoulder croaks resolutely, supporting her words. Nenio, huh? What? This question has no scientific significance. What's interesting is how the water in the river, poisoned by the world wound, will affect this boy. With your permission, I'd like to examine him. Well, his corpse in a few days' time. Well, I've been contemplating the possibility of joining the Hellknights myself. Erebeth gives you a flabbergasted look. She frowns but refrains from comment. As far as I know, Commander, you have not passed the test and have never been formally enlisted into the ranks of any order. However, it can still be done, especially if Paralictor Derenge agrees to vouch for you. We can talk more about it later after you meet him. I don't want to join them. I thought it was just a random dialogue option. We'll take the risk and try to help them. Thank you, Commander. Our forces are here. The knight points out the location on your map. The situation is critical. Please send your reinforcements as soon as possible. I will go ahead and meet you there. Okay.
Our path leads on.
That's perfect. I just noticed in our tent, we don't have to go outside and then get to the edge of our camp to exit the camp. No, we have two buttons. We can exit the camp from here. That's nice. Ah, the Hellknights. There they are. Before we take them on, Demon Level 4 army, I would like to wait one more week so we can have a couple more fighters. gargoyles. Okay, ghouls, skeleton sharpshooters, that's it? That was a level 4 army? The heck? After the battle, one of the soldiers noticed a half-effaced inscription on a nearby stone. What remained of the engraving led the Crusaders to a secluded cave, where they found a stash of miscellaneous relics that some selflessly devoted clerics had managed to rescue from fallen Dresden. They also discovered flasks of sanctified oil and boxes of reagents for rituals and sacred messes. It would appear the brave priests hid their sacred artifacts in one final attempt to save them from demonic threat. 7. Yeah, no, goodbye. So, we're going to take on that demon army next. Okay, now we can... Reliable readout. A military outpost built along the walls of the canyons that riddled the world wound. The army who erected it clearly believed that the place offered some safety. Okay. Looks like the Hellknight continued to fight the gargoyle even from the air. They both fell to the rocks and perished. From the mountain you see a raided camp and two groups of warriors, one wearing white and yellow armor, the other in black. They are led by a tall man in white priest's robe. Some of the warriors glance around fretfully, their weapons shaking in their hands. You hear the screams of gargoyles from above. The beasts are approaching the camp.
Quickly, evacuate the wounded. The beasts are about to strike again. Use cloaks as stretchers. We've got to make it through. Paralictor, your people will have to cover us while...
2 more minutes left out in the open, and neither you nor I will have any troops left to order about, Crusader.
But the wounded...
What the fuck?
Problem solved. Retreat to shelter!
One called Paralictor makes a barely noticeable gesture, and the swords of his troops execute the wounded. Russian officers want to know your location. That was absolutely brutal and immoral and evil. If the man in white has anything further to add, his words are drowned out by the shrieks of gargoyles as they fall from the sky.
Defeat is not an option.
Go for their hearts!
I will guide us. We will prevail. Strike as one. Godspeed.
The sight before you is at once macabre and picturesque. A lifeless couple, a man and a woman dressed in white and yellow priest's robe, lie on the ground surrounded by the bodies of dead gargoyles. They are tangled in death. The claws of the monsters are tearing at the human's clothes, and the largest gargoyle's talon has pierced the man's chest and punctured his heart. But before they died, he or his companion defeated the enemy. Sunrise sword priestess. Suddenly the woman opens her eyes. She doesn't look at you, but stares up at the world wound's horrific sky. Her pale lips open, and she exhales abruptly. The sun will never rise again. There's only darkness above me. Even the sky here is cursed, and we along with it. The temporal horizon darkens. Yeager, walking in the front, steps over the man's body without looking, but turns around at the sound of the woman's voice. Mendevian faithful break too easily. Ember, all people are easily broken. The knights in pale armor help each other through the horror, but the knights in black only break each other and everyone around them. You need help. You'll feel better now. The woman pushes you away with a weak gesture. Expend your efforts on someone who can be helped. Leave me. My crusade is over. Who are you? What happened here? I'm Priestess of Ardent Serenity from the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Next to me is Ashus Striger, the head of our order. Sorrowful pride sounds in the woman's voice. He has led our forces on raids to the World Wound many times, but this campaign... The gargoyles attacked a few nights ago. A vast number. We've never seen anything like it. Ashus organized our resistance with great skill, but while the monsters were distracting our fighters, a small group of them raided the camp and took our supplies. We were left without food and water in the middle of the World Wound, where it's nearly impossible to find provisions. We shared the last crumbs of our supplies and set off back the way we came. Everyone was suffering from hunger and thirst. We grew weak and could barely fight back when the gargoyles struck a second time. They snatched many of us away. I saw the pain on Ashu's face as he counted the losses, but he managed to rally us. We continued our trek and soon came across traces of recent battle. Someone had destroyed a troop of demon worshippers. In our desperation, we decided to follow the strangers, to warn them of the gargoyles and seek their help, having no idea that they were Hellknights, but we received only scorn. "Every gulp of water in my unit is accounted for," they said. They spared us 2 flasks and a sack of dried bread. They said we were allowed to keep the sack to use as bandages. 2 flasks between all of us. A sack of bandages. Hellknights. Sealer curls her fists, almost grunting through her clenched teeth. "I'd rather ally with a flesh-eating poisonous wyvern." What happened after that? The gargoyles attacked. Despite how the Hellknight Paralictor had treated us, Ashes endeavored to help them and had us carry their wounded. While that monster had them slaughtered, Ashes was beside himself. It's difficult to conceive of such evil. He told our people to go with the Hellknights to find shelter, while he stayed to cover our retreat. The woman exhaled softly. He was a strong cleric, but as he treated our wounded, he neglected himself, and he paid for it. What terrible injustice, but alas, all too common. Those who care for others often perish first. It's quite a story. I can just picture it on the stage of a grand royal theatre, rustling silk, gold adornments, the tragic lead singing the final aria. Is it time for me to applaud yet? It's not often that you come across such heart-wrenching and theatrical plots outside the stage. Your commander can't be helped, but you're still alive. Allow me to help you and come with us. The woman looks at you wistfully. Why? So many deaths, so many sacrifices, such bravery, all for what? No, I will not go with you, stranger. My commander and I will die by what we lived for, compassion and nobility. I don't want to keep fighting for a world that bows to such laws. May the goddess forgive me. Farewell. Well, you can try to change the world with compassion and nobility without dying. It's not too late just because you came across a couple assholes who murdered innocent people. The woman closes her eyes, exhausted. I am sorry these people treated you this way. If you don't have the strength to go any further, rest. We will continue your crusade.